Hello everyone and welcome to my Y&R Insider 24 update channel. Audra's secret is finally out. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Audra Charles, Zuleika Silva, secret is finally out and fans know just how far she will go to get what she wants. The truth about how Nathan Owens Holden Novak, Audra, got involved in everything. Here is Audra Charles' big secret. Holden revealed to Claire Newman, Hayley Erin, that Audra Charles' big secret has finally been revealed. Holden wanted to tell Claire the truth because they have become very close recently. Holden finally shared what went on with Audra that night. Audra was with a man at the Shadow Room and stole a check for $500,000. Holden followed orders from Audra and the individual, who were regulars at the club. Audra toasted to their connection and the man wanted to toast her. This guy had planned to get Audra drunk. Audra tried to get away but this guy refused to allow her to leave. Holden stepped in and said the man was being oversolved. The man was then asked to leave and got angry. Audra took his wallet. The following day, Audra came back and asked Holden for help. Audra talked Holden into returning the wallet and telling the guy he found it in the bathroom. Holden was accused of working with Audra and taking the check for $500,000. Audra Charles ran with the money. Holden told Claire that Mitch Backall, Roger Howarth, promised to make Audra pay but she left town with the money. Holden was surprised to see Audra in Genoa City knows that someone was after her. Audra was acting as though nothing had ever taken place. Claire wanted the man's name but Holden refused because he admitted that if Audra went down, he would go down too because Audra gave Holden a good chunk of money. Audra Charles was Audra Cortez back then. Holden was surprised that she was using Audra Charles when he met up with her in Genoa City. After she took the money from this unidentified man, Audra had undoubtedly changed her name. Audra was an artist when Holden knew her in LA. By the time Holden met up with Audra in Genoa City, she had become a corporate climber. Audra keeps climbing her way up the corporate ladder, so seeing her as a painter is a bit strange. It is obvious that even Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, has no idea who the real Audra Charles is. What else is Audra keeping a secret? Just how much trouble would she be in if the truth came out about the money she stole? Come here for all things Y&R. Check back often for the Young and the Restless news, spoilers, and updates. Nick wants to send Matt to GH or the morgue. The Young and the Restless spoilers document that Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, behaved recklessly. He punched the man he believed to be Matt Clark, Roger Howarth, square in the face as he returned to the ominous Shadow Room, which is managed by Sienna Backall, Tamara Braun. A great reaction shot, with included sound effects, had Nick storm to the bar, turn the assumed Matt around, and slam his fist into Howarth's character's jaw. The shocked response of Sienna exacerbated the situation that she and her enigmatic husband are in. Fortunately, Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, awoke in the meantime. His mother was there when his hand moved, and then his brain cleared. Conversations followed with her, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, and Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley. The mummy awakens and clearly communicates. Nick was getting ready to enter the notorious nightclub. Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, and he had both been there before when they were making a nuisance of themselves. Howarth's character refers to himself by the name Mitch Backall. Sienna obviously accepts that moniker because it's her married name, but she doesn't appear to know that Mitch is an assumed name. All of the above connect to Noah, with whom Matt made contact in the recent past. Whether Matt was setting Noah up, which seems almost certain, is yet to be known. However, being out of his coma should push available plot detail. Audra Charles' real last name revealed. The Shadow Room is where Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, used to tend bar and accept $100,000 payoffs from Audra Charles, Zuleika Silva. As Holden informed Claire Newman, Hayley Erin, and the audience, Audra's real last name is Cortez or Cortez, with the change not yet shown on Y&R's cast list, where character names are included. Before Claire returned to Genoa City, Wisconsin, Holden wanted to share a wealth of information with her. It implies that Holden is a decent guy who wants a full break from the life he was living in Los Angeles, California. What Claire learned about Audra is intriguing. It will be important to see if she shares that information with Kyle, so that he'll be better able to protect himself from future threats Audra might make against him. Matt Clark looks familiar in California. The open ode to the great steamer Hoeth sailed on is Matt being sent to General Hospital. His recent switch to Y&R's cast deepens its talent pool and puts the actor in a role that fans haven't seen in nearly a quarter century. A current GH cast member, Rick Hurst, last played Matt in 2001. At that point in the history of the show, he went by the fictitious name Carter Mills. Devoted fans recall that Hurst's version had plastic surgery. So, viewers are assuming that Hoeth's edition also had his face redone. That is just another point that needs to be fleshed out as this storyline's heat intensifies. This site is a leading source for everything linked to The Young and the Restless. News and spoilers for Y&R will be posted here frequently. Deception, ambition, and the never-ending quest for redemption are the things that make The Young and the Restless world so successful. Zuleika Silva plays Audra Charles, one of the most compelling characters. Her intricate web of secrets has finally begun to unravel. The most recent revelations shed light on a past marred by betrayal, greed, and transformation, one that ties her to Holden Novak and the enigmatic happenings in and around the Shadow Room. Beneath her corporate sophistication lies a woman haunted by her former identity, Audra Cortez, and the choices that continue to threaten her newfound power and stability. The unraveling begins. Holden Novak's confession. When Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, decides to open up to Claire Newman, Haley Erin, the drama gets even more intense. Holden feels compelled to reveal Audra's dark past because they have become so close. The confession not only redefines Holden's moral standing but also positions him as a reluctant accomplice in a years-old crime. His story paints Audra as a woman who was once desperate, cunning, and dangerously ambitious, a combination that has driven many of Genoa City's most notorious schemers. Holden describes the night that changed everything. Audra, then known as Audra Cortez, was seen with a wealthy man who wanted to take advantage of her vulnerability at the Shadow Room. After a heated confrontation involving alcohol, manipulation, and power, Audra attempted to leave, only for the man to forcefully stop her. Holden got involved, which temporarily calmed things down. Audra's moral decline would, however, begin in the events that followed. The man was ejected from the club, enraged, and soon found his wallet and a $500,000 check missing. When the dust settled, Holden realized he had been pulled into something far more sinister. A deception and a change. Audra returned the next day, feigning remorse but asking Holden for help returning the stolen wallet. She manipulated him into pretending he had simply found it in the restroom, but the damage was already done. Holden was deemed to be responsible for the theft after word spread and accusations mounted. Despite the mounting danger, Audra managed to turn the situation to her advantage. She kept the stolen money and fled Los Angeles, leaving behind chaos and suspicion. Holden's revelation that Mitch Bacall, Roger Hoeth, had vowed revenge underscores the dangerous company Audra once kept. Her ability to re-emerge in Genoa City, under a new name and persona, illustrates the audacity of a woman determined to rewrite her destiny. By the time she surfaces again, Audra Cortez has become Audra Charles, the polished executive and corporate climber who hides behind designer suits and a smile that conceals years of deceit. Audra in Genoa City. The past comes back to life. Holden's reappearance in Genoa City is no coincidence. His shock upon seeing Audra thriving among the elite mirrors the audience's astonishment. He once knew a Los Angeles-based struggling artist who has successfully navigated the high-stakes Newman media business world as a corporate powerhouse. Yet, Holden's confession to Claire signals that Audra's carefully constructed facade may soon crumble. The duality of Audra's identity, artist and executive, Cortez and Charles, mirrors a recurring theme in The Young and the Restless, the tension between authenticity and ambition. Characters like Victor Newman and Phyllis Summers have built empires on lies, and Audra now joins their ranks as a woman whose success is built on a foundation of moral compromise. The revelation that she paid Holden hush money cements her guilt, revealing not only her criminal past but her willingness to silence those who threaten her future. The Web Titans, Nick Newman's violent encounter. While Audra's storyline dominates one side of the drama, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, finds himself spiraling in another. His reckless return to the Shadow Room culminates in a violent confrontation with Matt Clark, Roger Hoeth, or as he now calls himself, Mitch Bacall. The punch Nick delivers is more than an act of rage, it's a collision of past and present, revenge and confusion. Mitch's wife, Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, watches the commotion unfold, demonstrating how intertwined these new characters have become with the ever-evolving story of Genoa City. This subplot intersects with Audra's through the Shadow Room, a symbolic space representing temptation, secrecy, and moral corruption. It is here that both Audra's criminal past and Nick's impulsive nature come to light. The mystery surrounding Mitch's identity and his connection to Matt Clark's notorious past grows more complex as the story progresses. Is he truly the same man with a new face and a darker purpose, or merely a ghost from the Newman family's past? A legacy of deceit, the weight of Audra's name. Perhaps the most shocking revelation is that Audra Charles' real last name is Cortez, or Cortez. The change signifies more than a desire to escape the law, it reflects a rebirth, an attempt to shed the skin of a thief and emerge as a respectable figure in society. Yet, as The Young and the Restless consistently shows, the past is never truly buried, it lingers in whispered rumors and old acquaintances who resurface when least expected. Holden's testimony serves as both a betrayal and an act of redemption. His willingness to expose Audra's secret to Claire suggests that his conscience can no longer bear the burden of deceit. But because he doesn't want to get himself in trouble, he doesn't say the full name of the man Audra stole from. This leaves the door open for more surprises. The fact that Audra gave him a portion of the stolen money ties them together in a pact of guilt that neither can fully escape. The cost of reinvention. Audra's journey from a struggling artist in Los Angeles to a powerful corporate strategist in Genoa City embodies the cost of reinvention. The dread of being seen is buried beneath her ambition. Every deal she makes, every relationship she manipulates, is an act of survival. Even Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, one of the few people who has faith in her, is unaware of the extent of her deceit. The artistry that once defined Audra Cortez has been replaced by calculated ambition. Her brushstrokes have turned into contracts, her creativity into control. Yet, the transformation comes at a steep emotional price. If her past crimes resurface, Audra risks losing not only her career but her very identity. The revelation that she once stole $500,000 and changed her name forever raises questions about how far she will go to protect her empire and whether redemption is even possible.